YouTube, what's going on? Black Phoenix here, bringing you the YouTube viewer another YouTube video. In this video, we're actually going to be doing a little bit more feedback here. We're going to be talking about the pass game and how we can think about improving it for Madden 17. Once again, guys, if you haven't done so, make sure to check out the other videos. Give them a like, give them a share, tag a developer. Once again, I'm trying to make strides and use my platform to make sure as best as possible, to where we actually can say Madden 17 is going to be a very good game for years to come. And like I said, if it goes from 17 to 18 and we improve on that and it's good, then hey, we're doing something right. But in the meantime, we're going to be talking about the pass game. Last video we talked about the running game. This time we're going to be focusing more so on the passing game. The main thing with this one is going to definitely be the offensive lineman. And we're going to probably talk about a little about routes too, and how we could probably think about improving that system as well. But in the meantime, we don't have two controllers like we normally do, like we did for last video. So bear with me if the computer does a little bit something random and goofy and stuff like that. But let's get started here. So the main thing with me in the pass game department, as we're just like finding a random play to do, let's start with the offensive line. I feel like in the pass department, the offensive line really can be very hit or miss. A lot of times lately, we've been seeing a lot of two-man rushes get in against the quarterback or sagging the quarterback, three-man rushes where, the guys are not that good. And I feel like a lot of times the offensive linemen are kind of at a disadvantage, both rating-wise and mechanic-wise. With the defensive line, you always get either if you manually do it or the computer does it themselves, they have the mechanic to really mash the buttons down or say, I want to go for a power move or a spin move. And they do it long enough, or even sometimes the snap count, if they count it the right way, they can get a boost. But the offensive line doesn't really have much in terms of mechanics to fight back or counter or anything like that. All we have realistically is just either max protecting a lot or just sliding a certain direction, slide right, slide left, slide or pinch down or whatever the case may be. What I like to see in Madden 17 is simply a couple of things here. The way the running back blocks too. I mean, obviously you can make a run a certain way, but in order to go advanced with it, even though we can slide right, slide left, and everything like that, we don't have a specific thing to tell a running back that, hey, even though I'm telling my running or my offensive line to slide left, I want you to, or excuse me, slide right. I want you as a running back to block left. I want you to worry about this guy on the left outside or left the screen outside linebacker there. Don't worry about everything else. The offensive line's got it. And I feel like that would be kind of like the next step. Yes, we can tell him to slide left and you see him slide left, but when we slide everything else, he kind of just goes back to where he originally is. It doesn't really seem like he really goes anywhere else. And even then, you can just see it in the mechanics here. We just called a play here. He blocks to the left, which is good and everything like that. But sometimes, especially on gap blitzes that people like to send, most of the time the running back goes forward. He kind of takes a step forward and kind of blocks, helps out the center and the guards and stuff like that. And sometimes the left tackle, depending on what kind of formation the defense is in and stuff like that too. But as far as the offensive lineman goes, here's the issue right there. I'm going to show you what happened here. This is kind of going back to my dissecting video I did a long while back about offensive line and stuff like that. And this particular play right here would just happen between the center and the left guard here. So obviously the play starts and everything like that. And these guys are doing a fantastic job. At least the right guard and the right tackle are doing a good job. They see the defender, they're going to go. Here's the issue I have here, and it's this right here. Now, obviously, this guy is not rushing. He scoots up to the line a little bit close. He kind of creeps there, but he's not going anywhere. But for whatever reason, I think this is Brian Stork here. He does this weird kind of shuffle. Like he gets off the nose tackle and switches off with the left guard. But then he kind of tries to double team, but then it's just never mind. I'm going to kind of go loop around, which now, obviously, this guy's not doing anything. He's doing his job. I guess he's trying to do his job saying, hey, I want to block this guy from rushing in. But if he's just standing there, he goes back and stuff like that. But I don't like this little weird kind of circling around type of thing. I think what should happen is that, if they're going to double team, and if he goes a little bit further than right here, then break off and go get it. But if he's just standing there, I wouldn't worry too. At least have it set to where it's he's not worried about him too much. Here, let's see what happened on the right side here. So it's basically a double team. They're holding the blocks and stuff like that. And I guess Wendell just kind of, I guess he got blocked and stuff like that. But here's another thing that I want to point out too, is the fact that like when they do get block shedded, besides Stork, who kind of did like a decent job going back after he realized that this guy's not moving anything. I don't like how the offensive linemen just kind of they just like do this where they kind of just like look ahead and don't even bother like trying or have like a sense of urgency, like, oh shoot, he blocked, he's gonna hit my quarterback, and you see it kind of like way later where they kind of just do this very, very slow counterclockwise turn to the quarterback. And like I said, now the quarterback said Tom Brady's taking the hit. Now, see, if this was in real life, Tom Brady would have yelled at the offensive lineman clearly for that. But that's just something that I've noticed, especially in the pass game. And like I said, and this is just stock pressure. This is just stock coverages and stuff like that. This isn't like, this computer's not sending up any kind of gap blitzes. We're not sending any heat. But even then on gap blitzes too, they did a good job of having the right guard block inside out now instead of outside in. But I want to see that happen for all offensive line where they block inside out. Because like I said, a lot of times with gap blitzes being set up, either somebody comes in untouched, which shouldn't happen, or they just completely ignore it. They completely ignore the guy that's coming in. A lot of times, realistically, the heat should be kind of like edge heat or maybe coming from the second level, but it's coming down from the defensive lineman where we're still getting the A gaps and stuff like that. So maybe that's something they're still going to look at in terms of blocking and stuff like that. So again, this time we didn't slide anything. We just kind of let the play run stock here. Let's just see what happens as far as the offensive line goes. So everybody's kind of doing their job. They pick an assignment, good, anything like that. So that's actually not bad. Obviously, ratings come into play, block shedding and things like that, pass blocking, things of that nature. Which makes me question a little bit of things too here, which if we go to our depth chart here. Now, the theory is that only in simulation does the footwork or run block footwork, pass block footwork actually matter. But in regular and when you're playing against like a live head-to-head game or against your friends, stuff like that, it's all about the pass blocking and run blocking, which makes me wonder too. Because in MUT, I see that those ratings still pop up, and there's no simulation in MUT, whether it's solo challenges or anything like that. At least to my knowledge, there isn't. So I wonder why the ratings keep appearing, and if they do actually somewhat matter, then how can we get justification, or how can we better understand the ratings of what they actually mean? Especially if we're going to simulate it, and they say what does that mean? Does it mean like footwork, as in like, hey, he doesn't get looped around, or strength meaning like he doesn't give up the sack or anything like that? Like I wish we had more clarification on those type of ratings. But anyways, let's just run. Let's find another formation to run out of or pass out of here, and we're going to go curl flats here for the wing trips and stuff like that, or U trips. For those that don't know, so we're going to do another play here, and we just give completely bull rush. 69 just got bull rushed. I don't know who that is that kind of just went after him, but that was actually, to me, that's kind of like a good exchange here, because you have players that have that bull rush and can just push back, especially if the guy doesn't have like good ratings here, pass blocking, run blocking ratings. Then yeah, this should happen to them all the time. They're getting pushed back, they're getting sacked, they're getting push right into the quarterback, which makes it difficult for them to move and things like that. And they actually these guys did a solid job this time. So like I said, so right now they're kind of like 2 for 2. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just noticing and dissecting just certain formations, certain alignments, things of that nature, how that works. So right now I believe defense is back in that 3-3-5 will, it looks like. So let's see what happens on this one. And something happened here that I'm not a big fan of real quick. And let's see, with play snaps and everything like that. And it's this right here. I'm not too sure if or Straight Mason, I believe. I think he's trying to like block him, but it's like weird. It's like obviously you see Stork engage with him, but it's like Mason is kind of like just staying in front of him and stuff like that. And so I think Stork switches off because, obviously I think that's Kikaha is creeping closer. But then it's like, here's the issue I have right here. They switch off, but then it's like he just gives up completely. Now, like I said, I don't know if that's a ratings issue or not, but that's something that I feel like just needs to be fixed. So, like I said, he's there, and then he just gives up. And now he's just walking. Now he's trying to go back and be, play offensive lineman, which that's something that, like I said, that is something that I would just kind of hope they fix. And like I said, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's a rating issue. I don't know if it's traits because he doesn't have that high motor or anything like that. But that just doesn't look good overall. Especially like I said, when you dissect it and you see it in replay mode and you run it back time and time again. If we run it back from Tom's perspective, this is what it looks like. Also, notice the offensive lineman kind of does this like weird U-shaped thing. I don't know if that's normal for offensive linemen and stuff like that. But I was watching sports gamers online, and they were saying like the offensive lineman needs to be an actual line instead of this U shape that they do all the time in Madden. So maybe I could get some clarification from like maybe the developers on that. And obviously, we have a block shed here. There's nothing you can do about it. I think that's Cameron Jordan. Yeah, or no, that's Kevin Williams. I think that is. Maybe not Kevin. I don't know. It was one of the Williams people that did a good job block shit and stuff like that. Because there's this one-on-one blocking. But like I said, that left guard with Trey Mason and Stork, or at least particularly Trey Mason here, if I can actually lock onto him real quick. Maybe not. Let's try to lock onto him. Nope. Maybe it's another thing that needs to be fixed. There you go. So, yeah, this particular thing here, like I said, is no sense of urgency. Or at least I don't feel like it's a sense of urgency. Like, oh, hey, my quarterback, or he blocked at me. Like, I gotta get back. It's just, well, let me just get back to my offensive line stance and stuff like that. So that's just something I'm just nitpicking here. But you guys see the point. Like the small things in with this game with offensive linemen and just the way people interact and stuff like that can make a world of a difference. So here you go. We're going to do play action blocking this time. And we're actually going to see what happens. This looks like a big, giant mess of what happened. Tom Brady fumbles and everything like that. But let's see what happened in this particular instance here. This is what I mean. This is what I meant by when I say you're running back. You can tell on the block left or right when he takes that step forward here. So the play action, obviously, he fakes the handoff and stuff like that. And LeGarrette Blount, I guess he goes to the side and picks up one of the guys. I don't know what happened here. I don't know if it's because Tom Brady has really good play action rating. So the guys come through here. If we're looking at this. It's a one down lineman. And I believe this is like a 1-4-6 maybe. So obviously these guys are coming off the edge here. And Stork's kind of busy with with the nose tackle here. I don't know exactly what Mason is doing again. Maybe it's an awareness thing. I wonder if it's like how big of a factor awareness plays in the offensive lineman here. So he starts the block and then he just lets somebody go through. Like he doesn't even try to engage in the blocks. And mind you, at this stage in the time, like I can understand if this defender right here was just standing there, like just kind of waiting on time to move or something like that. But the fact that he didn't even try to put a hand up or contest the guys and then just decide to double team this particular the nose tackle here for whatever reason, that just doesn't make sense to me. Like I said, if anything, like I said, it should have been where maybe at worst this guy or one of these two, or this at worst, if he's really focused on this guy, at worst this guy comes in free. And then, like I said, at that particular moment, there's really nothing you could do about it. And the fact that I don't know what's going on here, I have literally a guy he like rushed and then went back into coverage. I don't know if he tried to bluff blitz and completely jacked up on that, but that's something that, like I said, will be sent for feedback on that one. Just kind of curious about that. So once again, we're just going to do the same play here. We're just going to set up the play or whatever, and we'll see what happens the second time here. All right, we're going good pancake by LeGarrette here. When obviously we could have thrown that, but we just wanted to look at the offensive line here. And like I said, I'm harping on this because I feel like the offensive line is probably the biggest, at least in my mind, the biggest weakness of Madden. It's not the DBs, it's not the our wide receiver interactions, which people have harped about that for years with the aggressive catching there today. But I feel like in my mind, the offensive line is probably the weakest link of Madden, and it's just like I said, it's because like I said, they're not given the tools to really win the battles more so than the defensive lineman. See, like the defensive lineman, you could do a couple of things. You could crash him down, crash him out. You can, blitz, you can spy, you can, but offensive line, all you can do is just slide. Slide a certain way or max protect a certain way. So here's the first issue right here. Let's break this down here. 66 Stork once again. The play snaps. Obviously, I think this is what a 2-4-5 or it looks like a 2-4-5 type of set here. I don't know exactly what Stork is particularly doing, like why he turns to his like complete right, like a 90-degree turn to the right. I don't know what that's all about. This guy almost comes in looping free. But thankfully Wendell, gets back and recovers very nicely, but because he goes inside out. Let's see what happens. Hey, good thing Wendell actually picked him up. So let's continue here. And so for whatever reason, play action, and then Story just completely missed this assignment. I don't know why, but LeGarrette Blount did a fantastic job of pancaking, and that was really well done here. And like I said, I don't know if it's because of practice mode. I don't know if it's because, mechanics or whatever the case may be. But like I said, I'm just pointing these things out to you. And I recommend you guys go into practice mode and just literally call a play and just pay attention to the offensive line. Like, don't focus on anything else. Just call a play and watch how the offensive line reacts. Like I said, if this is how Stark reacts, right? Logically, that would mean that he at least puts his left arm, like right here. He would be putting his left arm out at the very least to try to slow the guy down instead of completely missing him, and the guy just kind of goes through him, or it kind of like hits his knee and like doesn't trip or anything like that, and just goes straight for the quarterback. Like I said, I don't know if he's on the spy or what his assignment is on this particular play here because I don't have another controller. But like I said, you see this a lot of times too. Another thing that's interesting to me is what happens with once again Macy. He's becoming our favorite subject right now. I have no idea what's going on here. So it looks like he started off. He gets his assignment. Boom. He's blocking him. And he gets bumped into like Sebastian Vollmer. And for whatever reason, I guess it initiated some kind of weird switch. And Sebastian Vollmer got double teamed. He pushes his guy off, but now he's just kind of just dumbed out. Like right there, if anything, he should have picked him up, and we should have had like a lot more time in the pocket. And obviously, we could have thrown the ball at this stage in the game. But at the same time, it's just like you see right here again, he doesn't even put up a fight to contest. Like I said, I don't know if that's an awareness issue. I don't know if it's high motor issue. I don't know if it's just a mechanic issue. But it's something that needs to be fixed constantly. Because like I said, there's no way in my mind, logically speaking, there's no way that this guy, I think this is Cameron Jordan. Yeah, there's no way Cameron Jordan should even come free like that. If anything, Cameron Jordan probably should, get blocked, or Tom probably could. I mean, at this time, obviously, I wasn't moving in this particular instance, but maybe we had enough time to scramble out of the pocket, maybe step up in the pocket a little bit, whatever the case may be. But that to me is unacceptable. That's gotta be looked at. Here's another thing that to me, after this, it comes right when Cameron Jordan hits Tom Brady here, and it's this sequence that happens right here, and maybe it's Tom like go. I guess that's a forward pass and everything like that. But this particular thing, especially, well, we'll see if we can do it again or simulate what I'm talking about here. So once again, we're just going to go play action blocking here. We're just going to, like I said, set up the play like we did before. This time's a base 3-4. Very good blocking. I don't know what's going on with LeGarrette Blount here. I guess where 50 is, thought he was getting the ball or whatever. And just completely tackles him, just like straight up. And LeGarrette Blount's not even going on the route for this particular play. He's not even going on the route here. That's just weird. That's just so weird to me. I've never seen that before. So let's see what happens with the rest of the offensive line here. Okay, just a block shit. So nothing you can do about that. We actually had some good time in the pocket. So one more time here. Well, that's funny to me. Like I said, we're just going to set the play the same way. This time, I think it's another 3-4. I think this is even. and they come in screaming this time. They come in screaming. I think they just send an all-out type of blitz or zone blitz at me. But let's see what happened in this particular sequence. So here we go. And I literally have no idea what's going on with Stork here. Like, you see that, like, and the second guy should have been on LeGarrette Blount's responsibility at that stage in time. But instead, LeGarrette Blount just gets completely ran over. LeGarrette Blount is having a weird day today. But anyway, Stork should have picked up a 50. LeGarrette Blount should have probably picked up 57. Worst comes to worst. But I don't know, again, Mason, like, what's good with you today? Like I said, maybe it's, I don't know. I hope we get some clarification soon on that. But again, Mason, it looks like he's going to double team. Then he decides to do something at the last minute. Now he's just there. Now, if he, like, here's what happened, right? He goes to the left. Now, what should have happened here is that he should have picked up on the fact that, I think this is Cameron Jordan once again, or Williams, actually. Sorry, get those two confused right now. He should have picked up Williams, and that way we wouldn't have had a free shot at Tom, or Williams wouldn't have a free shot at Tom. But for whatever reason, he goes back and double again. For what, don't understand the double team, the reason to double team in this instance. And like I said, I'm pointing this out to you guys to get a point across that we have to get offensive line blocking improvements. So like I said, this is just play action blocking. Again, we're gonna do the same thing one more time here, and then we're just looking at it. We're just looking to see what happens here. And this time we actually do a decent job, and we're going to go back and replay and look at what happened. Or at least to me, from in full speed, we're actually doing a decent job. Let's see what happens here. Play action once again. LeGarrette Blount, once again, he actually did a good job actually picking up the guy that was coming off the edge. So good job. Kudos to him on that. I don't understand too much about Wendell, because Vollmer's got him. Vollmer's got him blocked. So Wendell, I don't know what you're doing here. But then it's like they switch off. Now it's one-on-one blocking again after a double team. Now Vollmer is just blocking nobody. And when Mason actually gets block shedded. But again, I'm pointing these out to you very slowly so you see what I'm saying here. This cannot happen for 17. These weird shots that happen to your quarterback from flawed line blocking cannot happen this year or cannot happen next year. And it's just like different things here and there. That time I don't think there was really too much we could have done in that situation. I think they just got a really good block shot on it. Let's see. But then again, like I said, we always see, and then we dissect it, and then we see other ones. So actually, that was actually a pretty good job that time. Everybody stood on the side. There wasn't anything funky. The guy just got a really good block shot on that. So, kudos for the offensive line finally getting it right on that one. Where, like I said, I had no issues on that one. So let's say we're going to do it again. All right, so let's make sure we're going to double take. Like I said, we're just looking at this because I feel like that's just the thing that bothers me the most about Madden. Not even just Madden 16, but just these previous editions of Madden with the offensive line the way they are, and that's just a clean block shit. Now this is what I have an issue with here. The way, okay, it's not because of anything offensive lineman did, but what happens with the quarterback. This is my next issue, and something that needs to be addressed. Too many times, guys should be getting sacked, or this should be a fumble realistically because he got hit, right? He got hit, and that's a fumble. There's no forward motion on it. There's no forward pass motion. This should be a fumble. A lot of times, what I notice is that this becomes an incomplete pass somehow, some way. If it goes forward, it goes backwards. It doesn't go anywhere else. It turns out being an incomplete pass, and there's not enough sacks on the quarterback. Like I said, it's just like they hit the button late, and they could get the ball off that. And like I said, in my mind, that should be fumbles. That should be a sack. Things of that nature. Like that's a sack. That's a fumble right there. He gets hit. The ball doesn't go forward. It comes out. It should be a fumble. And like I said, that's got to be addressed because, like I said, I've seen this even in not only just practice mode that we're showing, casing it to you now, but in head-to-head seasons, the quarterback gets away with that too much, where it's not where they get hit and they release the ball, but it's not a fumble. They count it as an incomplete pass, or they don't count it as a like I said, fumble, or the defensive line for whatever reason doesn't see the ball pop out, especially if it's in the air and they can't intercept it. So that's something that I agree needs to be fixed. Let's see if we can recreate that again. So once again, we're going. Actually, we get a clean sack on that one. So I'm trying to recreate that. Let's just do it again. Waiting for them to actually hit me this time. And that time it was actually a fumble, but that needs to happen a lot more in Madden 17. That needs to happen a lot more in my mind. And I'm actually trying. It's hard to really replay it again. Hold on. Let's see if we can get it one more time here. This time we're not focusing on the offensive line this year. Actually gets a clean sack. So okay, again. All right, so they're trying to make the defenders are actually or the Tom Brady's not actually trying to let me live here. I don't know if he. No, okay, he didn't throw the ball that time. But you see it right here. These sacks should be like, dang it, Tom, throw the ball. Like, try to do what I'm trying to get you to do here. But like I said, these are sacks. Like, those hits right there should be sacks all the time. Like that right there. That's what I'm talking about. That right there, perfect example. That's what I'm trying to say here. So here we go. You know, the guy gets hit. Maybe I guess that counts as a forward pass because Tom actually threw the ball and stuff like that. But even still, like that should, in my mind, that should be a fumble. Like I said, if I'm wrong, correct me in the comment section, or if the devs are watching here, you know, let me know. Like, see that should happen a lot more often. That sequence, you try to throw the ball late, the ball goes flying, that's a fumble. Like that's what I'm talking about right there. And he's not letting me do it again, unfortunately. It's a point where like the quarterback throws it and you can see like the ball coming out and it barely goes anywhere. And Tom's just not having. He's doing a good job protecting the rock, which is cool and everything like that. Non-sticks is broadcasting, but well, actually, I actually threw it. I'm not gonna say anything about the pass and the wide receiver DB interactions just yet because we all at this stage of the game know what's wrong. With that or what needs to be fixed. Like I said, just better chances of SWAT, things of that nature. There he goes. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I was trying to finally get. It just took a long time, unfortunately. I apologize for that, but this is what I'm talking about. This is what happens. This is what happens online too many times. Is that they release the ball and you see the ball pop out, but it's not a fumble. It counts as now the game counts as an incomplete pass. But in reality, that should be a fumble because the ball came out. There's no forward motion. There's no nothing. The man just gets hit like that. And you see right there, that's a fumble. But they blow it dead like an incomplete pass. That right there is what I need to be, or what I'm hoping to have fixed in Madden 17. Like I said, so many times that particular sequence happens like we just seen right there. And it's an incomplete pass or it's not a sack or anything like that. Or it's not a fumble, which it should be a fumble. So hopefully that's fixed. But that's going to conclude my feedback, my wishes on the passing game, stuff like that. We did the running game earlier. And like I said, we're not going to focus too much on the wide receiver DB interactions because, like I said, at this stage of the game, everybody has it, or most players have an issue with that. And hopefully they're looking to fix that up. I believe that they are anyway. So on a note, guys, thank you guys for watching. If you haven't done so, make sure to hit that subscribe button to the YouTube channel. Share this with the devs, tag a dev, tag a friend, spread the word, like it, share it, all that good stuff. Like I said, trying to get it to where I'm giving constructive criticism to the devs and show them, hey, these are the issues that are still prevalent. You know, get these things on the radar so that way we can say like, yo, Madden 17, it fixed a lot of the issues, you know, and it's, you know, turns out to be a very, very good game, stuff like that. It's not going to be perfect. No game is perfect, clearly. But we can definitely look at some steps to take more, or look at better steps to take to making this game and improving the game a lot better. So thank you guys for watching. And like I said, like, subscribe, comment if you haven't done so. And I will see you guys in the next wishlist video. 5Gs, y'all. Peace.